Brad Garlinghouse of XRP speaks in front of the Senate and stands up there like a president. He sits up there and tells the world about crypto. He speaks in front of the Senate while they were speaking in front of them about the Genius Act. Okay? He's explaining to him. He sat there and spoke for the whole XRP world like a president. He stood strong. And I'm going to show you the clip of Brad speaking to the Senate and explaining to them why innovation of crypto needs to stay here in America and how we don't need to miss out. On this episode of Dcryptofan, we're going to break it down and we're going to get into the clip. So what happens is that while you guys are watching what's going on with Diddy and what's going on with the world out here, stable coins and crypto is getting adopted right under your noses by institutions. And you got Republicans and Democrats talking about this. And this is going to happen right now. Okay? Folks, please pay attention. All right? 3 years ago, they weren't having this conversation. Trust me, you couldn't even talk crypto in the Senate. Just the fact that they're having this conversation, and I've noticed how much everybody's so educated in 3 years on crypto in the Senate. It's amazing how smart you guys got on crypto. It's amazing. So Brad Garlinghouse, just so you guys, that's the CEO of XRP. And it's funny, he was the only one there speaking on behalf of crypto. I mean, you had the senators, but I'm talking about somebody that's actually in the business of crypto. I'm not talking about Charles Hodgkins. I'm not talking about your guy from BNB. I'm not talking about the president of Coinbase. No, Brad Garlinghouse. And he carries himself very nice. And all he was telling them about is regulations. He was talking about even having SEC and having FCA, everybody involved for pure regulation and clarity. He just wanted to get rid of the old actors like Gensler. I'm not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that. But I'm going to play the clip for you. Oh, boy, they wrote out on Trump. They wrote out on Trump. And I want to get into the XRP BNY connection. I want to get into that. I'm going to play the clip, but just so you guys know, XRP is filed for a bank charter, and now they just did a partnership with BNY Mellon. And you guys don't know what BYN Mellon is. That's a bank that's been around since 1784, 241-year bank that's in New York. It actually, the BNY Mellon actually stands for the Bank of New York of Mellon Corporation. And we'll get into that. But I'm going to play Brad talking at the Senate. You guys got to see that. XRP's been moving. But we're going to get into that. But go ahead and watch this and tell me what you guys think about this. Let's get into it. Dcryptofan. Tell me what you think about this.
Now we'll turn to Mr. Garlinghouse. You are now recognized for 5 minutes.
Good morning, Chair Scott, Ranking Member Warren, and members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today. My name is Brad Garlinghouse. I'm the CEO of Ripple. Ripple has approximately 900 employees across our 15 offices worldwide. We were founded more than a decade ago with a mission to enable the Internet of Value, a world where money moves like information does today. We build software products that power cross-border payments, stablecoins, and digital custody. Ripple helps financial institutions reduce friction, unlock efficiencies, and serve their customers better. These are not abstract concepts. We work every day with banks that rely on our technology to deliver real results in the global economy. Ripple leverages the XRP ledger, a decentralized, battle-tested, open-source blockchain, as well as its native digital asset, XRP, to facilitate payments. XRP is built to enable fast, low-cost, and highly scalable transactions. From the start, Ripple made the deliberate choice to work with policymakers and regulators, not around them. We have taken a compliance-first approach, operating with over 60 payment, service, crypto, and money transmitter licenses domestically and globally. With regard to the topic of this hearing, we believe smart legislation should be based on several core principles. Consumers need protection from fraud and scams. Markets need proper oversight. Bad actors need to be kept in check. And innovation must thrive. A constructive and workable framework for digital assets and stablecoins that achieves these goals will expand access to financial markets, create jobs, strengthen the economy, and put the U.S. on the path to being a global blockchain and crypto leader. For the last decade, the legal and regulatory uncertainty surrounding crypto has prohibited meaningful progress in the U.S. At Ripple, we certainly saw firsthand how the lack of clear rules of the road can be weaponized to target good actors. In turn, the technology, jobs, and tax dollars that go with it are pushed offshore, reducing regulatory oversight and putting consumers at higher risk. This has severely harmed American businesses, investors, and most concerned consumers. Ripple was the tip of the spear for this regulation by enforcement campaign and was subject to an enforcement action in 2020. We were the first leading U.S. company to be sued by the SEC. We and many others understood that a loss here would be a death knell for the industry. Fortunately, after 4 years of a hard-fought legal battle, we prevailed. The court ruled in our favor on everything that mattered, including finding that the token XRP is not, in and of itself, a security. Our victory cleared the path for other market participants to fight back. Despite these headwinds, Ripple still prioritizes education and engagement with policymakers and regulators globally. For companies to have the confidence to continue doing business in the United States, Congress should focus on passing principled and smart legislation with these critical goals in mind. First, set clear jurisdictional boundaries for our main financial regulators. Second, establish pathways for companies to build in the U.S. without sacrificing investor or consumer protections. And third, ensure that the U.S. can be a global leader in crypto by taking full advantage of the benefits and efficiencies brought by digital assets and blockchain technologies. The U.S. possesses the world's deepest capital markets, the most advanced technical talent, and a spirit of innovation that has powered our nation since its founding. There is no reason we should not be the undisputed leader in digital assets and blockchain. Over 55 million Americans participate in the crypto economy today, equating to over a $3.3 trillion market cap. A smart regulatory framework for crypto market structure is essential to realize that future and is overdue. Speaking on behalf of the crypto industry, I urge you to prioritize the passage of market structure legislation for digital assets through this committee and the full Senate, to provide the rules and regulations needed to ensure that the U.S. becomes the crypto capital of the world. Once market structure legislation for digital assets becomes law in the United States, this will catalyze a new era of U.S. competitiveness and unlock efficiencies in financial transactions, dramatically helping consumers and businesses alike. Ripple hopes to see this become a reality, and we look forward to working with you to help make this happen. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you.
Now, what y'all just saw was history, okay? What y'all just saw was Brad Garlinghouse speaking in front of the Senate. 3 years ago, he was battling the SEC for survival. Now he's leading the pack. XRP. This is a story. This is crazy. They're making history right now. Brad Garlinghouse talking about crypto in front of the Senate. They weren't even here. They couldn't even say crypto in there, okay? Now it's not anti-government no more. Now it's just help. You see the difference? Now he's asking for, they're asking him for help. He's telling them, I want regulation. It's coming together. He's leading the charge. He's bringing Web3 to the Senate. He's bringing crypto to the world. While everybody's worrying about everything, this is going around to your nose. Good job, Brad Garlinghouse. That's why I always tell you. So you guys understand why I invest. This is why I invest in XRP. This is why XRP is my biggest holding. So you understand, right? XRP has 900 employees, 15 offices, 60 regulatory licenses, XRP Ledger, which low cost, low fast, you know what they do, trusted with real bank institutions, okay? This is not a meme coin vibe. This is legacy. And you see who was speaking at the Senate, okay? And I'm gonna get into that BNY partnership on the next episode, because that's very important that we get into that. That's huge. All right, on Dcryptofan, you know, I'm not gonna let you guys out. Also, get into some ZBET, but I really wanted to get in that BNY. Watch out, because they've been around since 1784, and just the fact that they connected to that, the bank charters, the Ethereum sidechain partnership, XRP is putting itself in place. And let me know in the comments what you guys think about the video. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. All right. But what you guys think about this Brad Garlinghouse video clip that I just played and him sitting and talking in front of the Senate? All right. If you're down with the crypto gang, hit a like and hit subscribe.